Azad.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you're audible. You can turn your camera and screen your presentation. Share your presentation.
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, yes.
So, okay. So, good afternoon, session chair and
Press
everyone.
on the hide button.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good afternoon, session chair. So, my topic is transformative approaches in healthcare, leveraging large language model for personalized drug recommendations. So, we have some authors with us. Lucky Kumari, she is from Yaduvir Sinha Homeopathic Medical Colleges, Sumant Azad, AI consultant, and Rajkumar from IIT Jodhpur. So they are my colleagues. So now, so the reason why I opted for this research is because in the recent year there has been a surge in research applications. So mostly focused on the AI and in the medical domain. So the one area which are very much prominent is the drug prescription. So how people are recommending drugs. So in the field of homeopathy. So I have selected for this research as a homeopathy because in homeopathy there is a principles of like cures like. So the homeopathy works on that. So they collect a lot of symptoms from the patients. So typically it explores the utilization of large language models. So the way why I have modeled it, because they require a lot of a corpus, and also based on the symptoms of different patients, they recommend drugs. So to achieve this, we develop a comprehensive data set containing symptoms drug pair in the domain of homeopathy. So I have collected different data sets, that is mostly from the books PDF, so which I will explain in the later slides. So we have a symptoms drug pair. So someone has some symptoms. So there are conditions where people have multiple symptoms. So based on that, how my proposed systems are giving the drugs, how they are prescribing the drugs. That is my main aim of this research. So the generated response from this recommendation engine will be evaluated by the medical expert, because the how they are coming up with this, the drugs based on the symptoms, that must be evaluated by the experts in the area, because the systems, the AI systems which are generating the drugs, somehow have to be more biased. So just to mitigate that bias, we must have some medical experts in that domain to evaluate how the responses are being generated. The proposed AI systems has the potential to greatly enhance and supplement the practitioner, those who are practicing this homeopathy, that can supplement to also speed fast how they can prescribe the drugs. So by leveraging the large language base encoded with these large language models, so we all have heard of this Chat GPT Llama model. So I'm leveraging those models that can offer personalized drug recommendations which are tailored made, because the individuals must have a different symptoms. So for different people, the drug will be different. So this will not only save the time of different doctors and professionals, but also facilitate the access to accurate and appropriate homeopathy treatment for the patients. The potential benefits of these AI systems include the improved efficiency, accuracy, and accessibility in the field of homeopathy, because obviously doctors have to go after different, you can say, the reports, the different books they have to read at the same time. So it will going to save the time of those doctors. So for this AI systems development, so I have used some data set, that is a primary data set. On the right side, this is how our data set looks like, because the symptoms, remedy, and how frequently a drug can be given to a patient, and also if some prominent disease is there. So these are the labels of the data set, which is a primary data set. So I have a 1 lakh of records, which I have made it for the machine learning algorithms. And the second one is the PDF books, and which I have used more than 50 such homeopathy books, and the PDF which I've used for large language model training, because the large language model is already trained, that is a pre-trained model. So based on those pre-training of the models, these PDF could be easily read out and the relevant information can be fetched out through the different modules. So I'll try to explain in the later slide how they are going to do that. So I have used this the GPT-4 model, but comparatively there is also a Gemini model available, which is released by the Google. So the GPT-4 and the Llama model, which I have used for querying the data set in the PDF form. So how this GPT works, because obviously the text data, image, speech, structure, and there are different signals which can be used as an input for these GPT models. So, and what are the tasks, basically what they typically do when they have these data sets with them? So obviously they do question answering, information extraction, sentiment analysis, object recognitions. If it is an image, for example, if it is let's say X-ray image, if someone has some COVID or not, that can easily be detected through the GPT models, which are multimodal models, and the Gemini model as well. So I'm using this information extraction as one of the feature of this large language model, because once you have a huge data set, it's very difficult to query those informations in a shorter span of a time. So once we give a PDF, for example, if we are providing a PDF and we're trying to extract the information out of those PDF, so it can easily give us the relevant information, and it also can save a lot of time, and also it saves you can say the training of those data sets. So I have used these models for my this proposed AI systems development. So this this methodology, so the proposed methodology which I have used is obviously I have different corpus, which is a primary typically, and based on those, the name of the corpus is HomeoBox 1.0. I have given this is the primary corpus which I have developed. And I have leveraged this large language model here. This is a large language model. So I have used OpenAI, that is GPT-4, and the Llama index, because whenever you are providing any kind of corpus in the form of a PDF or books, they typically do a query through this Llama indexing. They put an index corresponding to those different lines in the NLP form. So we are using some API which typically do some kind of a query to the original data sets. And the new, obviously, once our data is trained, so how are we are going to evaluate? So the new patient information, we are giving a new patient. For example, a new patient comes and he or she is saying some kind of a symptom. So we feed into those symptoms to the AI systems, and based on this query and the prompt, the medical, obviously the system is going to give us some kind of the disease, what kind of a disease they have, and what kind of medicines they are going to give us. So the system is going to give us the different medicines and how frequently that can be given to the patients. So obviously we have developed one machine learning algorithm, and second one is we have leveraged this GPT model, the large language model, just to check through the ground truth, because the systems which are generating, you can say the kind of a prescriptions our systems are generating, how we are going to evaluate it. So that is the BERT score. Through the BERT score, we are trying to match the how our systems are giving and what is our ground truth. So obviously for that, I have used this new patient systems. And again, for example, a lot of people, typically it's very difficult to understand in their own language. So I have used this audio transcriptions. For example, if someone is telling their symptoms, so we are using this Llama model, which people can easily speak, and that can be transcribed into English, and that can be fed into the new patient systems for the predictions of the medicines as well as the doses. And also I have used this neural machine translation, because a lot of people in the village area, they have their own language. They cannot speak either Hindi or maybe the English, so they have their own local language. So neural machine translations can help at least to transcribe those local language into the English, so that informed decision can be made, and that can help the doctors to understand what kind of disease they have and what kind of medicine they can give. So this is the entire methodology which I have followed. Again, when it comes to the model output, so I have developed, as I already said, the generative model X, which is Llama indexing, large language model based, and second one is the machine learning based, that is Homeobox 1.0. So we are querying the both symptoms. For example, a patient cannot breathe. This is my prompt. While lying on the bed, while he is not able to walk properly, suggest remedy and dosage and frequency. This is my, you can say, the prompt. Based on those prompts, the response is being generated. The suggested frequency and dosage for this remedy is to take 5 to 10 drops of this medicine. So these two medicines are coming, and also they are saying the how frequently you have to give. So, and we are also comparing with the ground truth. So ground truth and this generated response is being compared to this blue score or BERT score. So once we see these two models, there is accuracy. Comparatively, the both models, I think the large language model are competitive, you can say, and the machine learning model. So they are matching. So in the obviously in the near future, this large language models, which is already pre-trained, can be used for the drug recommendations. So the conclusion part, obviously, I have compiled obviously 10,000 patient symptoms, more than a lakhs, using different books and a PDF, and serve as a training resource for the Llama index for the large language model. This data set includes obviously a different parameters was used to support the, and also for these two models, generative HomeoX model that also can retrieve online and offline patient symptoms corresponding to the drugs, and it can easily reduce the errors, because there is a problem with Llama index, is that hallucination. So once you are giving a more data set, that can reduce the hallucination part also. So the proposed generative AI model recommendation of drug can be prescribed based on obviously certified medical doctors, because this is the, you can say, the star mark, because you cannot give a medicine because obviously it's a life-threatening kind of a thing. So once the recommendation are generated, you must be obviously consulted through the medical doctors, at least to verify whether the drugs which are coming out through these AI systems are relevant or not. So, and what are these business implications? We can say there are the different implications, and also, yeah, this is the last slide. This is the last slide. So obviously, what people can extend after this research, and where we can apply in the business scenario. So I just read out the few, because there are many. For example, explainability and interpretability, because the problem which comes with this large language model is interpretability of the AI systems. Because whenever any response are being generated through the AI systems, they are less interpretable and explainable. So people can extend this as a research, and the multimodal data integration, because the chest x-ray and all that, and the supplement with the text data, the response could be generated well. And also we can empower patient education. We can also give access to AI driven recommendation to patient education, and also engagement in the homeopathic treatment. So these are the some research, and also obviously the last one is the regulatory framework. That is more important, because in the healthcare systems, obviously you have to follow certain regulatory framework. So these are the some industry applications which can be worked on. And these are the references which I have used for this research. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anand. Now, I would like to request the audience.
Any questions, sir?
Online participants? Any questions? Yeah, Mr. Sukhdeep Anand.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for a nice presentation.
Thank you so much, sir.
And how I have just heard, the last part where you are referring to validity, but exactly what do you think about the validation of this model?
Yes, yes, sir. Validation of the model, because there are different measures for the validation, because there is something called blue score, because how AI systems are generating the response and what is your ground truth. So that can be easily validated through those BLEU score, BLEU, BLEU scores.
That is fine, but then you are ultimately talking to a doctor on medical condition and to
Yeah. Obviously, I have used this expert in the loop because I have taken those experts in the loop. You might have seen in my methodology, because ultimately they have to verify it. The responses which are generating is fine because they are saving the time of a doctors, because they cannot read a lot of books or PDF. So we are trying to extract the information based on those symptoms, and we are also bringing experts. They can match and then they can give the medicine to the patient, because obviously in the healthcare, everywhere you need to bring in the expert to the loop.
thank you.
Thank you so much.